said. And last night I made a transformation. I turned back into Teresa's dad. I have been Teresa's dad for 10 years, so it's sort of neat to be back in the transition. Everybody I met today, I go, I'm Teresa's dad. Oh, you're so lucky. Yes, I am. So anyway, I come to talk about Teresa. I found out, I think, Tuesday that I was supposed to say something. Some people said, well, make it embarrassing. So I asked the rest of the family, and boy, they came up with some good stuff. They also said make it short, so I'll try to make it short. So anyway, I met Teresa Rose Muir on a hot July morning in Chico, California, in 1984. No, it was a hot day, and Teresa was born. And she was named after my grandmother, who immigrated from Ireland in 1918. A lady I always admired. And her sister, who immigrated in 1914, who also admired. So she's got great support out there. So anyway, she was born. I officially met her at the maternity ward. I've seen her before, but that's when she was practicing ninja moves on her mom's belly. So anyway, she come out, and it was love at first sight. It was infatuation. So it was a great time. The nurses said she was a keeper, so we got the umbilical cord. Actually, they had, no, we won't go there. But yes, they said she was a keeper, so we said, okay, we'll take her home. So we got back in the process of home, and we didn't know something about Teresa. She was a woofer. And if you don't know what a woofer is, it's one that's very energetic when you're breastfeeding. I used to call them hoovers, but anyway. I got in trouble for that, and poor Leah was seeing stars. So my opportunity came about to sit in a rocking chair and feed her 2 a.m. in the morning and stuff like that. And I still have that rocking chair sitting in a prominent location in the front living rooms with good memories of doing all the rocking and looking and feeding and burping and all the other good stuff that goes with it. So anyway, that's how we met her. We brought her home, and it's been a history ever since. It's been amazing, amazing time. So we've had our fun and differences. Where we live, we can only get one channel. So Sunday nights we look at the Muppets, sometimes if we can get it. Or we dance around with vinyl records and dance around out in the living room and have a good time. And the first one that dropped, we instituted a new policy, a family tradition called the dog pile. If you don't know what dog pile is, it's where if one's tired, you lay down on the floor, and guess what? Everybody else jumps on you. So that's called the dog pile, and it was all in fun. And we mention it, everybody looks around. So anyway, that was a family institution, and that's why Teresa is what she is today. I don't know if it was lack of oxygen or what. But anyway, so that was our formative years, and we learned all that kind of stuff together. And then later on, I don't know when we corrupted her. I just let her start watching. I always believed they should have a good sense of humor to make it through. So I started showing her Mel Brooks movies and things like that. We still have sayings out of some of them, like, it's alive. It's alive. And that was out of Young Frankenstein. And then there's also ones from the last movie, Dracula, Dead in Love Again. I fly, you don't. You don't. So that was just some things we still say to each other over the phone to keep things close. So anyway, it was a pretty good time. And so, we had our problems. Teresa, let's see. Which happened first? Got hit by the bus first, or got hit by the car? Got hit by the car first, and a sidewalk and a crosswalk. And that's always when they call you where your daughter's in emergency, things like that. So, but we survived all that. She has 2 or 3 guardian angels, to get her through. So, anyway, that explains why Teresa is what she is. So, anyway, I'm trying to move along chronologically, and in high school, it was always interesting with the girls, teaching her to drive and all that. And they said I should come up with something embarrassing, so I'll go back to driving later. But it was funny, at our high school graduation, the Orville High School all had purple gowns and all that. And we're across the stadium, we're looking, and I'm looking at my camera, trying to zoom in, going, where is she? And Kathleen says, look for the one with the combat boots on. And I look, and there's the one with the combat boots. And it was Teresa. So you could see her coming from a long way off. So anyway, she proceeded to grow and moved to Chico, and she moved to Chico, yeah, moving uptown. So like I say, in progress of life, when I realized that she was growing up is because Kathleen and I were still home arguing, as we usually do, and she'd always come home and referee, and she'd always come up to me, and I knew she was grown up when she pointed her finger at me and says, "You're older, you know better." That's a product line I used to use off when anybody would fight. "You're older, you know better." So anyway, once she did that, I knew she had arrived. And, so the next time was later on, quite a few years ago. I had some back surgery, and she was always checking on me. And that's where I got my revenge. When I go out at night or go to a dance and I get home late, "Where were you? You didn't call. Why?" And so it's the same thing I used to do to them when they were kids too. So anyway, that's Teresa. I know she's a grown woman, has fun, this and that. And how did I know she was getting ready to get married? I called her. No, she called me Tuesday, and she had a cold. And I go, "How are you doing?" You know, good old daddy always got to take care of her daughters, right? "You need anything?" She goes, "Tommy's taking terrific care of me." And that's all I needed to know. Congratulations, you two.